Hello there, everybody. It's Tuesday night, and we're here. And I want to welcome everybody who's here in the stream so far. Yeah, well, welcome to the party. We're here usually every Tuesday night from 6 p.m. Eastern until whenever. Having nice conversations while we're working at the bench and um, just hanging out. We get a few more people here. I'll start showing what I've been working on. If you saw the opening video, which you probably did, hey, Dart, um, the Cancer Awareness Group build that I host every year starts October 1st, give or take. If you need to start early, that's fine. It runs through the end of the month because that's kind of fits. And it also coincides with Breast Cancer Month. But you can build anything you want, any way you want, as long as it helps convey your story. Um, Unfortunately, everyone's life has been touched by cancer. Their friend, family member, distant relative, whatever, has been either is fighting, fought and won, hopefully, or in my case, lost the battle with cancer. My dad died about 8 years ago, so from cancer. So we do this group build every year, just kind of promote awareness and get your story out there, because that's what's really important, is the keeping their story alive. Said you can do anything you want. It could be build a model or figure using your mom's favorite color, if she was the one that had cancer, or your dad's first car or his favorite car, if that works, or maybe Uncle Joe drove a Sherman tank during the war. Whatever works for you. I mean, a lot of people, what they just do, they just pick out a car they want to build and paint it in one of the cancer ribbon colors that represents the cancer that they want to represent, which is fine too. So it could be a new kit, it could be an old kit, it can be a rebuilder, it can already be started if you want. It's all up to you. It's more about sharing the story than anything else. Hey, Panzer and Steven, how are you tonight? And Michael's been hanging out for a while there. Yeah, hope basically you're doing well. You seemed like you were in good shape on Saturday. Good spirits. Yeah, so that's what the Cancer Awareness Group build is about. There's no pressures, no contest. If it takes longer than a month to build it, that's fine. I don't care. The only thing I do ask is that if you join the build, add the Cancer Awareness 2024 into your title of your video so everybody can find it. Things tend to get lost in YouTube, and there are people that also helps you find other channels that you may not have known about. Because when you search that, then you start finding people who somebody likes me. You start finding people who you may not have known about. Just the weather. Put that over there. So I hope everybody can get involved with that if they want. If they don't, it could be you could build a figure, Gundam, whatever. Paint a painting, do whatever you want to help convey the story. Pass on the story, your family story of dealing with cancer. That's what it's all about. And at the end of the video, there was what I built last year, and I'd say sometimes I get 2 done in the month, but usually it's 1. But yeah, that's where we're at on that. And you can check out on my channel that video is on there too, so you can go in and look at it if you want to. So that's where we're at. Today, I am working on not a model. I'm actually working on, the camera won't pick it up. Probably. Oh, yeah, well, I guess. I'm right now peeling the vinyl off to go on to the headstock of this bass guitar that I'm building. And my guitar line that I build is called Blake Guitars, because my nephew, who passed way too early, and so to honor him, my name, all my stuff, all my guitars I build have his name on them. Hey Kevin, how are you tonight? If any of you guys want to join in, the link is pinned at the top of the chat. All you need is a working microphone and or a camera. Or you can just hang out in the chat if you don't want to be on the live stream part. So yeah, that's what I'm working on this evening. And then we can go ahead and jump into this too, I guess, a little bit. Last week, I started on Optimus Prime, and he is done. This was my first and probably my last Gundam, and it's just not for me. There's nothing wrong with them. It's not my style. But I built one to try it, and he'll go up on my shelf, and everything's fine. This kit came from Hobby Lobby. It's a Blame Models. It's like, if you get it on the discount week, it's like $26. And from building it, my experience, the tolerances on are super tight, and you have to really make sure your screw nubs and everything are all cleaned off, and then the directions are tiny pictures and real easy to get parts in backwards, and then step 10, and then when you get to step 20, when you start putting them together, it doesn't work, and you have to backtrack all the way back out to figure out where you put in backwards. I'm sorry to hear that, Kevin. That's kind of why I do the build, so that we can share those stories. Yes, and my dad died from, actually, technically he died from anemia, but the chemotherapy from his prostate cancer killed all his bone marrow, and he got to the point he just wasn't ready, didn't want to do it anymore, and so they quit doing. He had to have transfusions every 2 weeks, and he told them to quit doing it, and he went about 3 weeks later. So anyway, there's him. He comes with another weapon besides this one. It's like a flame axe or something, and it comes with 10 hands, 5 pairs, so you can do different mounts. And then the video is live on, I think the video was up. If it's not up yet, it will be shortly. It's got the matrix of leadership, and the Allspark is all inside of his chest when you open it up, and all that. So I kind of wanted to put lights in it, but it was just not going to work out. So that's him. Let's see. We're probably going to have to change cameras to do this one. Let me change my camera. No, I don't want to hear about that. Yeah, my dad was 70 when he died. He made a promise to my mom that he would make it to the 50th wedding anniversary, which he did, and then 8 months later he passed. Okay. The lighting is going to be a problem with this camera. I hate using this camera, but it's the wide angle camera that I have. We can show you. We have the F4 Phantom. The Blue Angels Phantom is finished, and the video on this will go up as soon as I upload it. And if you're a member of the channel, then you get to see it first, the day earlier than everybody else. But I'll probably upload it tonight, so it'll be available late tonight, early tomorrow for members of the channel, and for everybody else it'll be on Thursday. Or yeah, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. We get our stand. I know this camera sucks, but yeah, it turned out really well. I'm really happy with that. And I was going to use the spook on. Let me switch back to the other camera now. Back to the other camera. Where's my other camera? There's my other camera. The spook was like the mascot of the Phantoms, and they did, over time, he kind of got different outfits for there's one for him and the Thunderbirds, and for every country that flew Phantoms, there was a spook represented in their country's colors. So I was going to put this onto the base, but that was going to be too busy. So I had a couple of these baseball card stands hanging around, so I just put him in that. We'll display the Phantom with this, and I know there's actually a 3D print of the spook. I might grab one of those down the road and paint one up to match it. And I'm also eventually going to do the same plane because with the Thunderbirds, because the Thunderbirds also flew the F4 Phantom. So that's what I've been working on. Getting ready for the show. The local IPMS show is a week from Saturday. So I'm going to have to start getting stuff cleaned up and ready for in show condition. Hey Rick, how are you tonight? Yeah, I need to start getting stuff cleaned out. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, so the video will be up tomorrow, probably tonight, early tomorrow for members, and the next day for everybody else. Yeah, I got to get my stuff cleaned up and make sure all the parts are still attached for the stuff I'm going to take to the show, because I'm going to take probably 10 or 12 models to the show. I haven't picked out exactly which ones I'm taking. Well, I know I'm taking Draco the Dragon. I know I'm taking, probably going to take this Phantom. I'm going to take the twin Mustangs. And then, what else? Might take a Star Wars ship that I've got. And then 5 or 6 cars. Those are the ones that I've done this year. Probably won't take all. If I took all of them, that'd be like 20 kits. Hey Jason, how are you tonight? Yeah, starting next week, I'll be working on getting those all cleaned up and packed up, ready to go to the show. And then a lot of those will just stay packed up for the trip to Acme next month. Once I get them packed, cleaned and packed up and in the show condition, they'll just stay in the box until Acme, which going to be at. If you guys are ready, get to the Acme show. It's a great time, and good times are had by all. We have loads of fun there. So anyway, that's what update on my life right now, and it's kind of overcast and miserable day outside today, so we're just hanging in the house all day. See if I missed anybody else saying hello to anyone else. I don't think so. I think we got everybody. And then I'll run that cancer awareness group build thing later in the live stream for those guys that missed it, or you want to jump over to the my channel. The video is there. Got a couple. Yep, I booked my hotel rooms the other day. I'm going to be at the Days Inn, just like half a mile up the road from the convention center. This is a whole lot cheaper than the host hotel. I mean, I would have liked being right next door, but it's like the next stoplight up the road, so it's not. It's not far. And I'm only there to sleep and shake a shit and take a shower, so I don't need anything fancy anyway, because I'll be at the host hotel the rest of the time or at the show. Yeah, I've heard a lot about the Akron show. I'm going to try to get to that at some point, and then I know Marcy has the one up in Detroit. That's a big deal. I'm going to try to get to that one of these years soon, maybe. I think it's in, I don't remember. I'll ask her when it gets there. I think that one's in the spring. And I'm going to try to get up to that one. Yeah, because Akron is almost as far as Atlanta is for me, so I have to plan my trips because I can't spend that much in gas money and stuff. It's too far away to not have a hotel rooms and stuff. So I will probably go to the one in Chicago in November, possibly. We'll see. That's like 2 weeks after Acme. Depends how much money I end up spending going to Acme, whether or not I go to the one in Chicago. And then there's another one in St. Louis. It's a car only show. I don't remember what the date is on it exactly. I think I got it. May have it in my phone. I don't remember. That was the one I went to last year. Then I sent pictures to Jeff and had him foaming at the mouth over kits that he wanted. I'll have to look it up. Um, yeah, I'll have to look it up. We'll do that later. I know it's not anytime soon. I'll do it later and I'll get it posted up. Hey Jeff, how are you tonight? I had a good friend, Kenny May, is the one who made these vinyls for me. His Moonwalker models. If you're not subscribed to him, you should. He's doing a Batmobile right now, and he just did. Or he is in the process of doing a giant Starship Enterprise. He does a few. He does cars here and there, but he'll build anything. And that Moonwalker models. He's a good guy to know too. You still need to send me mail. Well, unless it's something desperate, you might as well just give it to me at Acme. Speaking of which, I got my delivery from Mini Mike's Auctions today, and everything was good to go on there. I bought three kits from him, and then he sent me a box of spare parts as odds and ends from there that almost enough to build another car, but not quite. Had a whole bunch of C4 Corvette parts in there, and you're not going to Acme? Okay, sorry. I thought you were bringing maple syrup down there. Well, if you can't go, you can't go. That's yeah. Just the other day, I just went ahead and got my hotel room bought and paid for. Well, Rick, the good Jeff should be there, so you can pick on him. Yeah, I kind of wish they did more shows around here, local. Other than the two that I go to in St. Louis, the one in Chicago, which is about a 6-hour drive. The next one is over in Kansas, which is like 4 hours away. And it's the way you set it up is kind of weird because you have to be there the day before the show to put your models in. That means even though it's not as far as Chicago is, again, you got to add a hotel room into the cost of going. So that one's over in Overland Park, Kansas, I think is where it's at. It's over Too Tall's. It's a Too Tall show. Taylor over there. The Akron show has been put on to replace Toledo NNL. I don't have any other ones other than Acme to compare it to. So the local IPMS show, which isn't a whole lot. I mean, it's okay, but it's not a big. I don't know if Jimmy's going to try to be there at the IPMS show, and Miguel was there last year. I don't know if he's going to come down this year or not. He brought a bunch last year. Miguel brought a bunch of his 3D parts there, and I bought a bunch of parts from him while we were there. But he's not really printing anything anymore, so I don't know if he's gonna still come to the show or what's going on in his life. I haven't talked to him in a while. Yeah, I'd like to. I mean, but that's the one up in way up there that Cliff and all those guys go to. Again, that's a long haul for me. That's basically a 2-day drive and then hotel expenses and all that stuff. It's not something I can easily pull off on my fixed income. Now, if the Social Security expansion bill gets passed, it might be a different story. And I could probably afford to go up there. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. Yeah, I mean, all he really has to do is say he wants to go. I mean, I can pick him up on the way or meet him somewhere around or close to where he lives, and because he'll go right through where he's at. And he can, if he wants to, he can chip in on the gas and part of the hotel. I mean, the hotel's already paid for. We got 2 beds in the room. I mean, if you don't mind that I snore a lot, and I'm an old guy, so you know how that is. You got to get up 3 times a night to go to the bathroom. Okay, where's my? We'll see. He's supposed to be going to the IPMS show in 2 weeks too. Not, let's see. Up to him then, if not before. Yeah, I'm already driving. I think I go through pretty close to where he lives. Yeah, I think he would enjoy it. I know I do. That doesn't matter to me. I've got the satellite radio, and so I've always got something to listen to. Need some new transfer tape. Yep. Yep, this transfer tape has seen its better days. And there's one over around Nashville. It's like a month or so. I think it's in November. And I have relatives that live in Nashville, so I'm thinking I might possibly try to hit that one. It's like Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Because for that one, I could have a place to stay. I could crash at my niece's apartment one of the nights, either the night before or the night after, or the day of, so I don't have to go round trip it. Because Nashville, Murfreesboro just past my limit for one day trip. Yeah, but going to the show is like secondary. I mean, you get to shop and see other stuff, but I mean, it's the Friday night and the Saturday night hangout that's more important to me than actually being at the show. It's so hard to get started. That's the reason why also the reason why I haven't ever gone to the IPNS Nationals is because of such a long show that so many nights a hotel room. Yeah, I'd like to get the one up in New England because I'd like to get up there and meet Mac in person. hands free. I don't remember where the IPMS National is this year. Another good modeling show to go to is Wonderfest. I mean, it's a sci-fi one. It's a sci-fi show, but there's lots of cool stuff to be seen there. You know, and that one's in Louisville, Kentucky. That's a good one. I usually go to it about every other year. Oh, for Acme, yeah, I'll be there Friday around noonish, the same as last year. I leave the house at like midnight Thursday night. That's not where I want it. Maybe doing this all over again. Not supposed to stick yet. Maybe doing it by hand. I think what's going to happen. Oh, got it on there. All right. It's going to be upside down, but that's the only reason I can put it in the screen. But there's the first part. Well, the E is crooked. I have to see if I can get that up and straighten the E out. There we go. All righty. Now get to the other half. At Acme, yeah, I think they're also going to be let us if you bought the early bird admission for Saturday, that on Friday night you'll be able to put your models out on the tables. So you'll be able to pick out the prime spots. Then we hang out in the hotel, and some people vibe and some don't, and it's up to you. And then just hang out and shoot the shit and have a good old time all night long. Last year the hotel fed us dinner. Ooh, I don't know if they're going to do that this year or not. They did last year. Hopefully in the next week or so they'll have that stuff available up to buy your early pass and start doing registering your models. That's one thing I also like about the way they do it, where you can fill out your registration cards for your models online ahead of time. And when you get there, they've already got them printed up. So it saves on paper for me and ink and everything. Because I can just get they've got them ready to go when I get there. And seeing as how I usually bring 10 models or so, I don't have to spend an hour sitting there filling out sheets when we get there. Oh, I don't have that problem because ours you have to flip a switch to turn it on, turn the furnace on. The air conditioner, you have to flip the switch between air conditioning and heat. I got down about 50 something here last night, but wasn't really cold enough to have the heater on. For us anyway. Of course, I like it cold in the house, so. You know, get my eyeballs in on here. $2,000 for an igloo? For igloo? That's an awful lot. You get the wash and cure and all that stuff too, and a bunch of resin. Oh, 3D scanner. That's where your mind's at. Okay. Hey Josh, how are you tonight? We're just hanging out. I'm working on this freaking vinyl. I like the results, but sometimes it's a pain in the butt to work with. Good to hear. Good to hear. Oh, yeah. 3D printer is definitely on my short list of things to get. Probably after I move, because I'll probably be moving within the next year. Well, that's kind of, I think that 3D printing is the future of the hobby. I mean, I think the only reason it hasn't um, completely exploded is the big manufacturers can't have figured out a way to limit the number of prints you can make from a file. I think as soon as that happens, you will see the end of the plastic kits and everything will be a 3D file. You'll go to Rebel's website and pick out the file you want and pay for it, and get a print of it, or get the file to print yourself. And that's the only reason it hasn't happened already is they can't figure out how to keep you from printing 50 copies or trading around the files to other people. That's the only reason it hasn't happened yet. As soon as they get that, figure out how to do that, then that will be it. Well, I wouldn't think they would be super high because they're not paying for packaging, they're not paying for the materials and the tooling. That's probably 90% of the cost of a model kit is paying for the tooling. You know, if that happened, they wouldn't have to. There wouldn't be uh, warehousing and manufacturing and whole 9 yards. Hey Norm, got your shop card came in the mail today. We'll put it in the shop card shout out in my next video, and also got one from Joe over at Big Sky. So we'll be doing shop card shout outs on my next video. To be the first update on my Viper Mark II Foreign Phantom that I'm doing for Papa Dan and Colonel Reb's deformed group build. There you go. Oh, there it is. It's up to my hand. Hey, Marcy.
Hey. Sorry for the, but I made it.
I was going to ask you, when is it your show in Detroit?
What was that?
When is your show in Detroit? The big one, the Autorama or whatever it is?
Oh, Autorama's been and gone.
Yeah, I mean for next year. Is it like October or something like that, or November?
Or my show up at the college is in November.
November?
The weekend of the 9th, 10th, whatever, that Sunday. I have to look at the calendar. And Autorama has a website. You can just, Google Autorama Detroit and you get the details.
I was saying earlier, I want to get up to that area and do some shows, but I didn't know when. I didn't remember when that one was. Yeah, I know it's upside down.
Yeah, Detroit area auto modelers they're also online and on most of the socials. It's a one and done. There's no fancy shindig, no full weekend.
Yeah,
it's just one day.
Well, it could be if we got enough people to go.
If you get enough people together and you want to make a weekend of it and, try to survive the city streets, I mean, I could tell you some cool places to go. Don't know if the other one's going to be open by the time the show comes around, but my friend who just recently passed, Brian Barczyk, has his Reptarium and Legacy Aquarium. The aquarium is currently in the process of being built. They've got the larger reptile enclosures and most of the tanks in. He did well for himself. Unfortunately, he's not going to be there to see it open, but it's fucking phenomenal right now before all the animals are even moved in. It's unreal how big the place is.
Wow.
And if it's going to be open, then it would be cool, to get a herd of people to go and see all the fishes. They've got a 33,000 gallon tank. They're going to have actual sharks. They're going to have swimming with the stingrays and all kinds of cool stuff, different animal experiences.
Hey, Mark.
Hello.
Hey, got your box today, and I went through them, and I had enough parts in there to make complete 3 kits out of the 4 boxes. So I'm happy camper.
Sorry, say that again.
Oh, I got my order today from Mini Mike.
Oh, that's your
hodgepodge of boxes, but there was enough in there to build 3 complete cars, which is what I was after.
Cool.
Yeah, Kevin, it's a bass guitar I'm working on. Been working on it for a long time. Finally decided on the color and stuff, so.
I can't wait to see that bass.
Oh, bass? Here. Here's the body. I got it painted.
Cool.
Switch cameras here. That other one that won't zoom is too close. Of course, the resolution is not as good, but
Yeah.
let's.
Got lots of sun behind you.
I did a bunch of colors.
Oh, I like that shape. That's cool.
That's the Ace Frehley Iceman. I did 3 or 4 different colors of color shift on it on the front, and then the black. The back is black with the cosmic sparkles on it.
Yeah, gotta have sparkles. Wouldn't be right without sparkles.
It's ready. It's ready to be clear coated. So I just finished the. Just right now, I just finished the upside down with the putting the logo on the headstock. So it's too wet that they're doing the clear coating today, so we'll have to do it tomorrow or the next day or whenever I get a good day to paint outside.
Right. Well, I had everything organized to have all of my furniture delivered to the new place today, and Sam got through into the works. The stuff for the living room that I initially ordered, they couldn't get it through the door. And when they got it up the stairs to the second floor, I took one look at them and I'm like, may the blessings of Houdini allow you to get it through the door. And the guy looked at me and giggled, and I'm like, yeah, it ain't going to fit. He goes, probably not, but we're going to try anyway. And they tried for like 20 minutes to, fumble it around, see if they could turn it around in any specific way, and couldn't get it to work. So got my kitchen table and chairs in, had to reorder my furniture. I went from sectional to modular, which are smaller pieces, and ended up with the last one on my list instead of the third one on my list. So it's a little bit more money, but it comes with perks. Because of the snafu, they gave me an extra gift, and they knocked off the cost of the ottoman. The ottoman was like freaking $500, so it's like it worked out in the end. And they're supposed to bring it over tomorrow afternoon. So if that goes well by the end of the week.
Sash.
I hope to be mostly moved over there this weekend. And yeah, I still got a lot to do, but in the end it'll be worth it.
Yeah, the one box that had all the bodies in it, Mike, had almost everything for a C6 Corvette except for the body. So I got lots of spares. And there were Fiero parts in there too. And then I had enough put together parts there to do 3 complete Fieros. So I'm happy. One monogram and the 2 AM or MPC.
I don't think I even have a Fiero.
I can send you one. I've got
no more. No, thank you.
Monogram one.
I'm fighting with enough right now as it is.
I've got like 3 of the monogram ones.
Hold on to one, maybe later. We'll work out a trade or something.
Yeah, whatever. Because I just bought. The parts I bought from Mike have enough parts in between the boxes to build the other monogram one. There's had 3 monogram bodies in there, and enough extra parts to build one of them, and then the MPC, both parts of those. Then the other box was almost all C4 or C6 Corvette parts, which is cool. So I got something, yeah, lots of spare parts. I'm a really happy camper there. Just remember, use the code out for Outlaws, Mini Mike's Outlaws sales to the King Bob free, so I get more free stuff. You missed earlier.
Different stuff because they're like, Bandai, Legos, stuff like that. Something different. I've got some of the bigger ones.
And then
I look forward to ripping those apart.
yeah, the Phantom is finished.
Cool. Hey, Donnie. That looks good. I didn't get a chance to watch any videos the last couple days. I'm way behind.
I haven't put this one up yet, so you're not missing anything there.
Okay.
It's all filmed and it's on my computer. It's all edited. I have not uploaded it yet.
Yeah.
Hey, Donnie. How are you tonight?
I spent 2 hours today laying on the floor in my future hobby room staring at the ceiling, wondering which airplane to build first because they have ceiling.
And then this is what
There's
we're
no
doing.
light fixtures in my way.
We're doing the Mobius deformed Viper.
Cool. Those are fun.
This is for the Papa Dan and Colonel Red's deformed group build.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get in that one and then in the cancer build.
That's
Finish the other couple that I gotta finish. Beyond that, I'm not doing anything else. I'm not touching anything right now. Everything's pretty much boxed up upstairs the house.
it's a wide open group. You can use it, basically anything but a Hasagawa eggplane.
Yeah. I'm doing one of the main carrier ships.
Yeah, and they have the tune tanks. You can do those.
I have a bunch of those too. I love those.
The Deals Wheels cars, you can do those.
Yeah, basically anything that's not a Hasagawa eggplane, anything that's not
any
Bandai.
of the weirdos, you can do those.
Yeah.
So
As long as it doesn't fit into any of the other existing group builds.
yeah.
But yeah, those are my goals. Just those few and the ones that I have started getting finished up.
Yeah, you can do anything, pretty much anything you want, as long as it's kind of a weird or deformed model. So like yeah, all those weirdo car kits are all good. Or
Yeah, the weirdo characters and stuff like that.
Cartooning monsters, figures, any of that kind of stuff.
No comic book heroes though. They're not weird enough. But yeah, goals for tomorrow are move some more boxes and put shelf liner in all of the cupboards and build some shelves.
Did you move into a new place or just changing the room that you're working in?
Move to a smaller place. Less responsibilities, no more yard work, no more snow shoveling. Just gonna be me and Dad. It's down closer to work. I can walk to work. Not that I will, but after hucking boxes all night and walking around on that concrete slab, I'll be driving, even though it's only 2 driveways away. I'd get there, but I wouldn't have it in me to get back. But yeah, I posted a picture of the room on my feed on the community tab. I got one carpet monster comment. It's like, yeah.
Good night, Josh. Good night.
I got a box of parts to feed to that fucker.
I would have joined sooner, Bob, but I had to go put the quackheads away.
Your decals show up yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's only Tuesday. I mean, we didn't have mail yesterday and stuff, so.
Well, I know they had to go through the black hole that is the Kansas City, Kansas Postal Regional Post Office too. So I was just curious if you got them yet.
No, post office doesn't do nothing on Labor Day, so or any holiday.
Hey, Britta, how are you tonight?
Next thing I gotta do is put in all the rest of the address changes. Hey, Britta.
How much of this can I put together and then prime as one piece? I think most of it.
Yeah, I ended up spending a little more, like I said, for um, the furniture that I bought, but it was still within my budget that I set ahead of time. I bought a couple other dumb things I ordinarily wouldn't buy, like an extra set of throw pillows for the couch because they had a really cool pattern on it, and 2 standing lamps. There's no real like light fixtures to speak of in the place except in the hallway, in the kitchen, and by the front door. Um, so I'm gonna have, um, everything's gonna be plugged in, mounted stuff. Cool thing is though, the rooms are facing the center court of the buildings, so I get the morning sun, so it'll literally be light all day.
Cool.
Won't have to use but probably one lamp unless I really want something super bright, like if I'm working on real small stuff or whatever. Um, and
No way, my house.
our deck is on the opposite side, or balcony rather, is on the opposite side, so it doesn't have the hot sun beating on it all day. The way the building sits, the sun just barely passes a diagonal, and we're on the right hand side of the door, so there's the brick out facing of the building where the doorways are. Like the center structure of the building blocks the deck, so it'll be nice out there always. And I'm totally looking forward to the downsizing. I so much to do. It's unreal. But I'm gonna get everything livable and enough stuff moved over there by the weekend. Get that over there, get him used to the place. And then I can come back here each day and bring one of the kids or somebody to help me and deal with the rest of the stuff that's here.
Yeah, nice part about moving. You get to figure out 80% of the stuff you have you don't actually need anymore.
Oh, dude, I got shit that's been in closets for 40 fucking years. Still in closets. It hasn't seen the light of day in any house I've lived in. It's stuff. There is stuff in there that does have to go, and a lot of it, like I said, everything I'm going through each room separately, going through every nook and cranny, every piece of paper, every box, every bag, every whatever. I'm even flipping through the books because I have a habit of sticking mementos between pages. I got a stack of books that I'm giving away. I got a stack of clothes I'm giving away. It's like every other day, there's a stack of something different that's either going to get given away or thrown away.
Yeah, I've started kind of doing that because probably within a year I'm going to be moving. So
yeah,
kind of every day.
This all came together so much faster than I thought it would. So I thought I had more time, but dominoes, you push one, they all fall. So.
Kind of like going through that stuff and make boxes of this I'm going to keep, this I can donate, and this goes for the trash.
Mm-hmm.
And the trash stuff is just going to the trash right now. And donate stuff will when the box gets full.
Well, see, that's the thing, Kevin. If my boys ever had to come back, they still could. They'd have to, put everything they own except their essentials in storage, and they'd be Sofa City. But it's a sectional. It's got a chase, and the way you put it together, the ottoman fits in the front of it, so it's like a giant cushion, basically. So it's not like I couldn't, in a pinch, put one of them up if I had to. I don't have to worry about my daughter ever coming back. She's like me. She was a one-way creature. Out the door and flap, flap, flap. And she just kept going, just like I do. So.
Oh, yeah. This desk is such a mess.
And if I get lucky and win that redunculous lottery pot, I'll just buy myself a small country. Buy an island or something.
Yeah, I'd get an island and just move there and just be away from everything forever and ever again.
Yeah, have supplies helicoptered in a couple of times a year. Sort of, Kevin. I've seen your basement.
Yeah.
That little part of it makes me twitch. I want to organize it.
I gotta figure out the best way to cut this.
Right? I could even put gators in that mode. I know people. Got a friend that's building a multi-million-dollar aquarium. Trust me, I can get anything. I could get a fucking sloth if I wanted one. Build a castle, dig a moat, and get some gators. Keep the bridge up and make sure there's at least one trebuchet and a dozen archers. Remember what I said about showing up at my place unannounced. Just because I leave the door unlocked doesn't mean you won't get to the chest. God, this is going to be the first winter in 30 years where I can sit in my front window and watch somebody else mow the fucking, get rid of the fucking snow. And in fact, today they were cutting the grass on the grounds. I stood there and watched the guy whirly around in his 360. If I had a lawnmower like that, I'd be happy to cut grass.
Yeah, once we get to the point where mom's in the home, then that's what I'm gonna do is move into an apartment or condo complex, something like that, where I don't have to
Yeah,
do.
I get to that part and my status as a citizen changes because I am not gonna stay here. Not if I got no reason to stay, you know. My kids and my grandbabies can always come see me.
Damn, I gotta clean up this goddamn place. It's a mess.
No throwing tools now. That's not nice.
Oh, weather must be changing. My back is killing me.
Oh, I'd skin a motherfucker. You don't use something of mine and then not clean up. If you're not cleaning up after yourself, and I gotta do it, or I gotta pay somebody else to do it, you'll never touch my stuff again. That's bullshit. Hey, Chuck.
Chuck is in the house.
Okay, there's my text confirmation. I just need the time for my delivery. They already said it would be middle of the day, so I wasn't
Good night, brother.
awesome. Night, Britta. I'm pretty tired. I will call myself tonight when I might close my eyes. Worked last night. Got home like 5 o'clock this morning. Had to turn around and be out the door by 9:30 to be over at the other place for the deliveries. And it would have been perfect. They overlapped with just the right amount of time. The guys with the bedroom furniture got there first, so they went straight to the back, did their thing, and left. And about 2 hours later, the other guys showed up. And then we had the fiasco with the stuff not fitting and straightening it out. But it's like, I'm just gonna die. I work tomorrow and I can't not sleep. So hopefully they stick to their afternoon agreement for tomorrow.
Yo.
So just ignore me if I babble or repeat
No.
things 15 times because my brain is misfiring.
That's the problem I'm going to have when I move is figuring out what to keep and then
It's because I'm so freaking tired today.
to an apartment anymore because it's all big stuff.
Yeah. A lot of my big stuff that's here is past 6 days, and what isn't is going to get listed, and it's going to be a move it yourself. Hand me an envelope full of cash as you pass me out the door. My stand-up freezer is sold. The sales lady that made the arrangements for my bedroom furniture, she's going to take it off my hands because they're closing on a house, and she wanted to get a freezer anyway. It's like
Yeah,
this one, it still works, and it's like $100 cash and carry. You come get it. It's one less thing I got to deal with, and you get something that you can use until you can invest in a new one. That way you can put away your pennies and get the really, really nice one,
Yeah, part of me would just like to walk out the door and never see any of it again. Just go buy all new stuff.
Yeah, in a perfect world, like I said, if I win that lottery,
I know I'm gonna have issues with stuff like the sofa couch and stuff like that. It's not gonna want to fit in there.
yeah, like I said, I win that money and I'll just drop a match and walk out, and that'll be the end of it. Whatever's not moved will get replaced when the insurance check shows up. I can
And I
make it
got
look like an
grandma's
accident.
super robe and china cabinet and all that stuff that I have to keep.
Cookout shit. They messed it up. Make them clean it up. They should be buying the food and doing the cooking. And yeah, they can use your grill. They gotta clean that too. No freebies here. Right? No, I would get a small chunk of property just far enough away from civilization and be as efficient and environmentally friendly as humanly possible.
There's a perfect house for me that
And then I'd hire a gardener because I would definitely have to have a yard of flowers and edible things.
there's a perfect house for me on sale for sale right now, but I know by the time I'm ready to go, it's not going to be there. It's like 3 miles out of town, on top of the
Yeah.
bluff, with 30 acres of wooded ground to go with it.
Oh wow.
3 bedrooms, two baths.
That's a bit bigger than I'd like, but
Three bedrooms, two
it's
baths,
the
and a
right
full
price.
basement.
Ooh, nice. It's a lot of land though to be responsible for. I don't know if I'd want that much land. Having to deal with people trespassing and hunting animals and shit on your property.
Oh, it's all wooded, so just be my brother's hunting on it. The only time anybody's ever there. But yeah, I know by the time I'm ready to move, it's not going to be there anymore.
Yeah, that was my thing. I wanted to try to, get a small house in this area, staying here in this area because of, work and everything convenient, all dad's doctors and everything. And, two of my three kids, 10 minutes away. It's it just wasn't very budget conscious to attempt it. It would have been $1,000 more a month than what I got the place that we have for, and it just would be too close. Hey, Jimmy. Sometimes I swear that's what it's going to be, Kevin. But you never know. You ain't in it. You can't win it, right?
Hey, Jimmy.
The numbers are stupid high right now. I wouldn't even know what to do with the lower of the two jackpots, let alone the big one. I'd be giving that shit away left and right. Like I said, I'd never tell anybody I won it, but there would be signs.
Yeah, cool thing. I didn't primer it. Well, I can't put the bottom.
37 acres, 3-bedroom house.
The bottom wings cannot go on until it's been painted.
Yeah, you can always expand the house if you needed to, or build other structures.
That's what I like about this place that I was looking at, because
Yeah,
5 minutes from town,
something, Jimmy.
if you're in the country. So if you want to piss off your back porch in the morning when you get up, you can. Ain't nobody gonna know about it but you.
Right? You can walk around naked in your own backyard and nobody fucking know unless they were trespassing. Yeah.
Detached garage for the car, and then my favorite part is the full basement.
Cool.
That's the
Yeah, the one house that I would want to own in this county is unfortunately in the middle of town, and I don't want to be a townie. I like grass and trees, and I don't want them to just be on my postage stamp yard. I mean, it's 4 acres, not a postage stamp by any means, but it's still surrounded. It's got a busy road on one side, and there's other structures around it. It's like, yeah, no. It's like I'd have to, if I won a sizable jackpot, buy a piece of property and literally replicate the house in the yard. It's a little like cobblestone house, like a country cottage, and it's got a solarium, basically a gigantic glass section on the back of the house that's for plants in your afternoon tea. And it's got wrought iron fencing around the property, and it's like hilly, and it's got interesting landscape and the way the driveway's curved and the way the sidewalk. It's cute as fuck, and I would totally copycat this house. And then I'd have to build a small, equally cute little cobblestone shop, because the inside of that actual house would be full of antiques and be all pretty and belonging on a Christmas card kind of looking. And my shop would be a shop on the inside, but it'll be as cute as the house, so it doesn't got a place.
be like the what was it? One Brendan Fraser movie where they built the fallout shelters. Parents underground, and they ended up staying in there 30 years because they thought when the War of the Worlds movie radio show came on that it was real.
Yeah.
And then they had astroturf and that painted walls to look like the sky and all that stuff, and they just lived underground for 30 years.
I wouldn't even be able to focus on the numbers to even spend it for the first year, Jimmy. I literally would just fall over. I wouldn't know what the fuck to do. Aside from my gigantic list of people I would gift things to, beyond that, I wouldn't know what to do with it. I really wouldn't. But even that small jackpot had set 15 to 20 people up for the rest of their life. The part that pisses me off is it's multi-state, so there's more people and changes the odds. Yeah, that's exactly what it would be, even if it was just a single million, Kevin. Oh shit, I'd buy my company just out of spite and clean out all the losers and hire people that are willing to actually do the work. and downsize it by half because we have too many buildings. There's too much overhead and too much loss for it to balance. There's the amount of money that they used to make, they're not even touching.
Just be glad winning the lottery. Lottery isn't like the movie that they just put out.
Yeah, that's reasonable within an hour or two, Jimmy. Yeah. Like I said earlier, build a castle, dig a moat, fill it full of gators, dozen archers, and one trebuchet. Do not come unannounced. Oh, and heck no, Kevin. You wouldn't believe the number of people that would come out of the woodwork if you said it out loud. Like I said, there will be signs, but I'd never say it. Yep, and the small handful of people that I would do something for know who they are, and they wouldn't say a fucking thing about it.
You know, honestly, if I wanted, I'd keep enough to get myself set up for life comfortably, and I'd just take the rest of it and put it into a trust for a scholarship fund to help other people.
Yeah, like I said, I would spend the rest of my life trying to give it away because you're not going to live long enough to spend it all.
Give people the chance to do the things that I didn't get to do because being poor.
Yeah.
I get into college and get an education. And I have to get rid of all my cousins and nephews, and it'll come around the woodwork. But yeah. Because what are you going to do with it? I mean, you can't take it with you. You might as well.
No, but you don't need a bunch of
Put it to a good cause.
bunch of ne'er-do-wells coming after it, though. We're family. No, we're not. Not anymore.
Assemble the wings, but I can't put them on until after we paint. That's the nice thing about these deform kits. There's not a whole lot to them, but it's all in the details and painting.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun to do. Now, once I start unpacking kits, I gotta find all my. I've got chibis and toon tanks and all kinds of cutesy garbage that I want to get organized and start building because a lot of it's the smaller scale stuff. And I can stack more of it for display.
Would say I'd buy my Holy Grail kits, but I can't even think of one I would want to have.
Yeah, I made too many trips up and down the stairs the last couple days. My legs are screaming.
Well, Kevin, when my grandmother died, we had to go through every purse, every coat, every nook and cranny because she didn't like
All the pockets, all the jacket linings. Oh, yeah.
she did not like banks. So she had money squirreled away everywhere in that house.
Yeah, that had to be a hell of an adventure.
There wasn't a
Rip
lot.
up the floorboards and pull the attic apart, too.
$20 here, $30 there. She had it everywhere.
My great aunts were like that. They lived in a house together for
I don't know if it was living through the depression or what. But
yeah, that's what it was. They put everything they could away in the corner, and nobody else knew where it was except mom. Oh, yeah. And then you whip your briefcase up onto the desk and go, "Would you like that in small bills?"
oh,
Yeah.
they don't care. They'll sell you
I
anything.
I have to have a satchel full of money, and my buddy from down at the club, I pay him to bodyguard for me. Just go around town, dropping it off, throwing it in the air.
Dealership doesn't pay if you not care if you can pay for it or not because that all goes to the finance company. They got their money. They're done.
Yeah.
They'll sell you anything you want, whether you can afford it or not. If they can write the note on it, they'll sell it to you because they don't care if it gets paid or not. They get their money.
Hmm. Yeah, I got a select bunch I'd like to put to pasture too, Kevin. Oh, the hobby store is definitely on my list. Um, we have this conversation actually on the regular every time the lottery gets done. But my favorite mom and pop shop, I would buy it, and I would, if they still wanted to stay and work for me, they could still run the store like it was theirs. And in the process, teach me how they do things so that I could continue on with it or teach it to someone else. And yeah, definitely. I'd also set them up in their own home and buy them each a car. To me, they're family. I've known them, God, probably since I was a teenager. So, over 40 years. And I'd make sure that when it comes time that they needed to be cared for, that they'd be put up with proper care.
Thought you were going to say put up for adoption. When it's time for them to be cared for, they're going to be put up for adoption.
I'm not that tired.
Look, I have a desk again.
Yay! It won't last. Might want to take a picture of it.
No, I try to keep it this way all the time, but
Mine looks
Use
pretty
it
good at the
soon.
moment, but that's only because everything owns the boxes. Yeah, it's the same thing that happened with my family, Kevin. When when my mom's mom died, everything fell apart because Grandma and Grandpa's house is where everybody went, and most of the family grew apart. Everybody went about their merry way doing their own thing, and I mean, aside from myself, my sister, and my own kids, and a couple of cousins that have stayed in touch, everybody else is just in the wind.
Yeah, before my dad's parents died, every weekend everybody would go to their house at the farm. Yeah, everybody.
Got
You know,
my mom,
going is if you had to work, otherwise you were there.
got my mom, my dad, my sister, my mother, her, three of her siblings are still alive. Her one sister and two brothers. Her youngest passed away a couple years ago. And, you know, her offspring are fucking garbage. Except for the youngest, who's 2 years older than my youngest child. But again, he's in the wind. They don't. After his mom died, he just disappeared. He just doesn't really associate with anybody. He doesn't even stay with his stepdad anymore. So the old man's out there living in a big ass house by himself. He'd be one that I would definitely make sure somebody was taking care of him because his own kids don't take care of him. And I mean, he was the best thing that ever happened to my mom's little sister. She had a real shitty relationship with her kid's father. He was a soldier, he was a nom, and he came back broken, and he abused them. And when she met Ernie, that was a good thing. To me, he's family. He hunted with Grandpa. He taught her how to hunt. He taught her how to fish. First thing she took down with a bow and arrow was a bobcat. It's the only sport hunting she ever did. Everything else she hunted after that was food. But no, she had a good 25 years with him and was genuinely happy. So he's family. The other idiot finally exited the mortal plane about 10 years ago, so if anybody wants to go piss on his grave, I can give you a location. Oh, wow, that's fucked up, Chuck.
Yeah, if you wouldn't have a hobby shop today, you'd have to have an online presence. I mean, just brick and mortar and it won't cut it anymore.
Yeah, they're trying to do that. A lot of the smaller shops that are still around here, they struggle with it, but they do all right.
No, Dad's done driving for the day. It's
Where
fun
is he at now?
Said he's past North Bay, Ontario. So he said he found a little road to turn out on for the night.
Gonna sleep in the truck instead of getting a place?
Yeah, he always sleeps in the truck. Slept at his brother's place down near an hour away from Cornwall, Ontario. Stayed at his brother's place there the other night. Thunder Bay, Thunder Bay, right? Yeah, Thunder Bay. So if we just passed on Thunder Bay, about another day and a quarter driving. He'll be in Alberta. Well, that's Saturday. Saturday evening. It's probably about 4:30 when he left. Our time.
It's not too bad. A decent time.
Yeah, so drove for
good
about
weather to travel in.
Except for going through Montreal and Quebec. He said it poured so hard at some points he couldn't even see the end of the hood of the truck. And he ended up missing two roads, 2 turns, which ended up making him have to go right through Montreal instead of going around it. And so, yeah, it's been nice out, he says. When he left here, he got basically to the border of Quebec and New Brunswick. And that was only about 4 hours driving. He called it a night before he went into Quebec. And then, he got into Quebec. And then by the time he got to Montreal, it just poured, he said. And then once he got out of there, it's kind of cleared up. He made it to his brother's place, which is, I don't know, about 3 hours away from the Quebec border into Ontario. So day and a quarter, he was already that far. And then a full day today.
Even though he got stuck in the crap weather.
Yeah, a full day today. And he's Thunder Bay. So I think he's got another 3 or 4 hours before he's into Manitoba. And Manitoba and Saskatchewan are nothing. I mean, it takes like 6.5, 7 hours just to go from border to border in Saskatchewan, from the Alberta border to the Manitoba border. It doesn't take long to go all the way through Saskatchewan. It's like driving across a toothpick. You can see both ends, no problem. But, I mean, for 74 years old, he's still on the go.
Hey, he's happy doing what he's doing.
Yeah, he'll spend about a month and a half in Alberta. He wants to be on the road no later than the middle of October.
Mm-hmm.
In Alberta, they're already probably getting snow at that point.
Yeah. Got to be back
out here
before all hell breaks loose.
Well, at least to this end, anyways. We don't see snow. We don't see snow out here until maybe the end of December.
Yeah.
And it doesn't normally stay. It doesn't start staying until the end of January, beginning of February.
Yeah, when we're running out of winter, you're just getting it.
Because like last year, I mean, there's almost 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks that Alberta was minus 45.
Yeah, we had that crazy
So,
temperature last winter here.
yeah, minus 45 Celsius. So yeah, that'd be pretty close to what, minus 48 or so for you guys?
Yeah, it's like 50 where they meet up, where Fahrenheit and Celsius run together. 50
Yeah,
bowl.
minus 40. Minus 40 is minus 40.
Yeah, we we had some really bad weather last year.
Yeah, 40 Fahrenheit is 40 Celsius, like minus
Yeah,
40.
yeah.
That's where they meet up.
I'll be right back.
We'll
But
be
yeah, it
here.
was like 3 weeks of that out there, and we were having like +2 weather, +2 Celsius. So what, 10 degrees for you guys?
Here it's been pretty mild last
Yeah,
10 or 12 years. You have 1 week or maybe 2 weeks of brutal cold, but other than that, it ain't been too bad. It's
I
something like when
think.
I was a kid, where it would be.
Yeah, I think twice last winter we hit minus 25 twice. Rest of the time minus 10, minus 15, minus 6. It was nothing. Alberta,
Yeah,
that's spring weather.
I can't remember the last time the ponds froze up enough to skate on. So,
Yeah,
we used to every year as kids, that's what we did all winter was skate.
yeah, you don't dare ice fish around here. Now, northern New Brunswick, though, that's different. They'll start getting snow, you know, end of November, and they're colder up there at the top. See, like, we're pretty much right beside Maine, right? Well, we are
Yeah,
beside Maine, but
yeah,
you know, where I'm at here, I'm almost as far south as you can go in this province. Like it's we're kind of like at the bottom of Maine, almost. We don't have, like, we're on the hilly portion of the mountains type thing. We don't have high mountains. That's all like Ontario and Quebec that's got that. Whatever the hell they are, the Appalachians. Whatever those mountains are there.
yeah. So we used to every year. I mean, for 4 or 6 weeks every winter, we could skate on the ponds and stuff, but not anymore. They don't freeze over.
No. Well, the few lakes that we do have around here, it doesn't get cold enough long enough for them to freeze deep. The rest of everything around us is all ocean, so it doesn't freeze at all.
Yeah, I was probably 15 years old before I ever skated on an actual ice rink.
Hmm.
But yeah, I can't remember the last time it got cold enough long enough for to get enough ice to skate on here.
Yeah.
All right, so I got that fitted.
Yeah, down here we're below the rest of Canada, so
Yeah.
I miss watching that cartoon. The raccoons. Used to watch that every Saturday. Oh. Now, I know somebody said. Say that again?
So here it just hasn't got that cold in a long time. Last year it had about 10 days of it, and that was it. Not enough to freeze up the ponds or anything. And our city or town or whatever you want to call it, in its infinite wisdom, decided that they'd rather have a sand volleyball lot, so they broke up all the concrete in our city ice rink and filled it full of sand. Because it hadn't been cold enough to put ice in it for a couple of years, so they figured it's better use by breaking up the concrete and filling it with sand for a sand volleyball lot that nobody uses.
Styrene Bender, that's Chuck, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, thought so. Thanks, Chuck. It's getting there, little by little. Totally modifying this whole front nose piece, but according to what they said to do anyways. These side pieces are supposed to be the teeth for the Flying Dutchman. And since I'm not doing it as the Flying Dutchman, I decided to cut the teeth out of it and put ropes in instead. Because these are supposed to be all like jagged teeth. And then they're supposed to go on the side like the mouth type thing. You know. But now it's going to be roped here. And then this is supposed to be grading all the way across. And I decided not to. I'm actually going to make it roped in here as well. Back and forth and side to side. So change it up to make it my own. So should have a video coming out not this Thursday, but next Thursday. But it's coming along. I got to get all my cannons glued in because they're just sitting there right now. Get all the ropes glued in and the blocks glued in. But it's slowly getting there. It won't be long before I start working on the yards and the masts.
Oh, that's when the fun starts the rigging.
Yeah, I like doing the rigging. I don't mind doing the hull. What I don't like is when things start taking too long to see any progress. But that's on anything. Like even when you're working on a car or something.
Yeah.
You're doing something that's taking forever. You know you're getting stuff done, but you don't see a whole lot of progress. And that's what I don't like.
Are you gonna tie all your own rat lines, or are you gonna use a pre-made one?
Yeah. No, I gotta make my own. So this will be the first ship that I have to make my own rat lines. The cutty came with vinyl rat lines already made.
Yeah.
So
my Constitution has the vinyl rat lines.
Yeah. But this one will be the first that I have to make them.
When I actually get to it, I may break down and build a jig and make my own, but I don't know. We'll see when we get there. You got to get it out of the box first. It's been sitting in the box for 10 years.
Yeah, I got to do all these deck pieces like they're all just sitting there. All these little blocks and stuff. That and the anchor ties. They're all just sitting there, the pin rails. I even use pin rails here, and then I got a bunch of pin rails I got to glue on the inside. All these little pin rail pieces. A bunch of different sizes that go in different areas. And get them all glued on in this video. Get the holes drilled for the lanterns. We finish painting them. Get them installed back here somewhere. Figure out where they go, but be one here and one on the other side. The lights made up for inside the captain's quarters. All the anchors are already made. The anchors and the figurehead is done. The figurehead done already. That's actually a pretty cool figurehead on this thing. You know, the skeleton and everything.
Yeah.
Get that put on when it calls for it. One with the anchors. But it's 10 o'clock for me, so I think I'm gonna
All right. Have a good night.
call it a night. Go watch a bunch of YouTube in bed.
Thanks for coming. Nice to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, sir.
No problem.
And everybody else have a great night. Don't forget to build it your way. It's on your shelf, nobody else's. Have a good night, people.
Good night. Yeah, the weather from us is what you get as lake effect snow. You get our winter weather turns into lake effect snow for you up there. Oh. So I won't be on for too much longer. My back is killing me today. And I know there's a recliner with my name on it. Yeah, the only time we get hit with the hurricane stuff is if it goes up and hits Houston, then we have to worry about it. By the time it makes the curve, the turn, and heads back east, then we catch the northern edge of it, whatever's left of it. But that's about it here. We don't get too many tornadoes because of the terrain is not conducive to tornadoes. That doesn't mean they never happen, but I've never been ice fishing. I would like to try it once. But I'm afraid it'd be like the same reason I quit going hunting was like getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to freeze your butt off to catch something that you don't even want to eat. So okay, so it's supposed to be a seam line there. That helps. Tighter. Let me get that big one in there. glue in there. Glue and putty will work better because I can't get the. Yeah, but I don't even care for fish that much. I'm a catch and release when I do go. Hey, Jimmy.
I'll get my light on. I just got home from work, so I'm gonna get situated down here.
That's all right. You didn't miss a whole lot. Yep. Makes you a gay fish.
Huh?
Oh. Kevin put up your fish sticks. I said, yeah, that makes you a gay fish. That's a South Park thing. Kanye West that I like fish sticks, and says, well, that makes you a gay fish.
Who was that with? Kanye West they kept fucking
Yeah,
with?
Kanye West.
That's
yeah.
right. It's been a while since I've seen that episode.
Hey, Johnny.
So I took off for next Saturday, so I'm all good.
Glad to hear it. But you can put up your intro video anytime you want. I'll run that video here again in a minute. For you guys that weren't here at the beginning. In fact, I can do that right now. There you go. I'll put you up, Jimmy. What were you wanting to show?
Huh?
Yeah, we're back.
I was just saying I took off next Saturday.
Cool. You gonna be there? Cool. I'll bring you your Firebird body.
Oh hell yeah! I can show this stuff. I need
Yeah.
to strip the paint on her, but I got her kind of mocked up.
Cool.
It really is a great kit. I love it. I wish the suspension was a little lower, but it don't matter.
Yeah.
Front end sits a little no, it sits level. The front end just looks a little tall, but that's because of the skirt on the back.
Cool. Yeah, I like putting the skirts on them. It gives them that more of a lowrider look.
Well, it already has. It doesn't have a skirt, but the fender just comes down a
Fender's
little lower.
way down, yeah.
Which I might, if I'm stripping it anyway, a skirt actually along that whole piece wouldn't look too bad. Freaking, I can sand out what's wrong with this clear coat, but I shouldn't have clear coated it. I should have repainted it before I cleared it. But whatever. Actually, I think the front end is a little lower. All right, well, the body won't sit down all the way. So I was right. The front end is a little high. That's a picture on it. Nothing? No, that is just where it sits. Okay.
Yeah, that little video was the announcement for the cancer awareness group build for anybody that's interested in joining it. I mean, there's no pressure or anything. It's just a fun build. Help share our stories of cancer awareness and with our friends and family and whatnot. We do it every year.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here you go.
I like Brian's idea. He's gonna have the front tag say "Save the" and the back tag say the Tatas.
There you go.
Oh, the Optimus.
Yep.
I still need to start mine. Man, that thing's badass.
Pay very close attention to the directions. There's a lot of parts that look the same if you put them in this way, left or right, and if you put it in the wrong one, then you're gonna have a bad time.
Issue.
Another South Park reference.
Yeah. All right. I remember that. A lot of the body is on the frame. I'm gonna start test fitting my bumpers and everything. And if everything's good,
yeah, especially now if you're gonna have to strip it and repaint it, now would be the time to make sure everything fits right. If you got a trimmer, file, or sand or something.
Yeah.
A lot easier to do that when you don't already have the paint on the body.
Yeah, I might go through and sand off some of these mold lines, but at the same time, it's going to sit on my shelf and look cool, which is why at first I didn't care about the paint, but the rest of the car looks so damn good. The paint not looking good is bothering me now. So, fucking, I should have went and got some LA Awesome today, but I didn't. I'll do that tomorrow. Boomers.
The jug is like that big is like $4. I don't know if it's a gallon or what it is. That's probably
Is there a specific kind of LA Awesome I need to get, or is it all the same shit?
Just it comes in like a little spray bottle. That stuff is diluted. This is just little stuff.
Big.
So it's like $4 for a gallon of it.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
And our Dollar General has Purple Power or Castro Super Clean, whatever. I don't remember how much it was. It was like $9 or $10 for a gallon. But that LA Awesome works fine, and you can use it to scrub your toilets and all kinds of stuff. It's a good stuff for everything. Yeah, well, this was my first Gundam and probably my last. I mean, I just wasn't feeling it. I got it done. The tolerances on it were super tight, which I guess is good, but the instructions weren't very clear, and I just didn't have a good time building it. So, but been there, done that, so I don't have to do it again.
That's what it is, Edward.
Yep.
My buddy I work with, all he does is Gundams, and I've never built anything like this, so he was like, "Here, try it out." And I want to finish the Cadillac and the OBS Chevy before I start that. I don't know if I think my dad's gonna end up going with me next Saturday to the show. Which I'd be alright. He's kind of an ass, but he's alright.
Yeah, it's a Flame Models or something is what it is. That Gundam. I mean, for $25, it wasn't bad, but so it's just not my thing. I may try one at some point in the future, a Bandai one or something. But yeah, this one was just okay, just not great. I just didn't really enjoy it.
Just want your thing.
Yeah, playing toys.
Right now, if I can.
Yeah, the instructions were all the pictures were like super small, and the way they numbered the parts was kind of confusing. And if you didn't have the parts exactly clean, they wouldn't go together or wouldn't fit. And then it's hard to tell which way the right way the parts went in. And then you wouldn't find out until you're 4 or 5 steps down the build that it was wrong and have to backtrack all the way back out.
Me too.
But your results may vary. Someone used to doing them, I guess, would probably not have a problem with it for my first one. So if you see it on the shelf at Hobby Lobby, I mean, it's definitely not something you'd want to give a kid as a first kit. But
No. Now, how the hell is this bumper going on this damn car? Oh, that's fucking stupid. Oh, man, you know what? I don't know why not do it. Because my frame sits off to one side a little bit.
I hope everything goes all right, Chuck. I mean, if it's still operable, that's a good sign, I guess.
All right, so I can get it up on there straight. All right. One more tweezers, and I can try to hold the bumper up while I get a look at what the car is going to look like. It's something. Yeah, when are you? Oh, of course, this ain't gonna work. Close enough. Here, put the hole on. Okay. Oh, I just had it on there. Damn it. Tire. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I may break down and try one again sometime, but not anytime soon.
There it is. All right, so
I hope my
Nice
Bandai
number.
Darth Vader isn't like that because I'm kind of looking forward to building that. So hopefully it's not as bad.
So that was the other thing I heard that weird on this caddy was the bumper and grill, but I got the bumper and grill actually on there. They fit pretty well. So far, the only thing I noticed that doesn't fit very well is the convertible top.
The tonneau cover or the top?
The actual convertible top. If I put it all the way down in the back to where there's no gap, it hangs off like there's a gap between the windshield frame and the top about that big.
It's like it's warped or something.
Yeah, like it's a little bent, which if I'm stripping it, I might fill in the 2 holes the top go into and just leave it topless. because it's a really nice interior on this car. Have it like a roadster kind of, just topless.
Yeah. Does it have like a tonneau cover to go in there if you fill it off the top?
Actually, you can see where the. Hang on, let me flip this around. It'd be a lot easier. There you go. Put my flashlight on this one, so you can see where the two holes go and where the top goes.
Okay.
So it's just all one piece.
It's a hard dot. Yeah.
And
Okay.
then, and then you can just see where the holes go. It just kind of goes in there, but when I stick it down in there all the way, of course now I can't get it in there all the way. You can see there's a big gap right there.
It's almost like the windshield is bent down too much, or the
Yeah.
top warped up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would just fill them in and make it a roadster anyway, because
It looks really good as a roadster.
you're going to display it without the top on it. I mean, like when I did the GTO, I put magnets inside the body and on the top so I could switch them in and out. But for that one, I would just go topless.
Yeah. I like them better topless anyway.
As I say on Gas Monkey, if the top goes down, the price goes up.
Oh, yeah. I might take a toothpick and inside in the center console going all the way back in the interior there are little cup holders in it. So I might paint the inside of the cup holders black. Maybe like there's something in there. But yeah, Caddy's looking pretty good. Very, very nice kit. I'm not having the issues. I've never heard an issue about the top being warped. I've heard a lot of with this kit, like the hood being a little warped, the front bumper and grill kind of not wanting to fit correctly. But I don't have those issues. Surprisingly, mine's new. It's the top. Which it might not even be the top. The front windshield might be actually shoved back a little bit.
That's what it looks like. The front windshield is leaning down a little far, but I'm afraid if you try to fix that, it's just going to break.
Well, I thought that originally, but the windows, it's straight. It doesn't look like bent or anything. It's straight with the pillar and everything. So it's not bent. That was the first thing I thought it was.
Yeah, I've had the Bandai Millennium Falcon. That's a little bit out of my price range. That's more than I'm willing to spend. I have a friend who did the Fine Molds one, and it looks amazing. But yeah. I got the what do I have? The Bandai Darth Vader, in the stash. I'll get him built eventually.
Let's see how the rear bumper is on.
I reckon it doesn't look like it was designed to have a boot cover. It almost looks like it had a hard boot cover like that.
I don't remember if the real car was a convertible or not. I think it might have just had a vinyl top, but I can't remember for sure. Or unless it was like the old that may be it. I think it was like the old Thunderbirds. It had the hard removable top. Those I'm sort of remembering about the car. But I don't remember very much about the top. Let me try to keep that all together, and let me test fit this bumper. What did I just do with the bumper? Flippers.
That's what a 48 Cadillac. Is that what it is?
Yes, I believe so. I looked up the year, man. I think it was a 48. Yeah. It's the Foose. What did he call it? He called it the Elder Rod, something like that. Eldorado.
Yeah, it looks like that was just a vinyl top as opposed to being a convertible top.
Yeah.
Or at least when it's done, anyway.
The interior is so detailed on it. I wouldn't doubt if they just made the kit with a removable top just because.
The Eldorado is what he called it. Eldorod.
Eldorado. That's a. When I first
And it
looked at it on the
does
box, I was
hang
reading it Eldorado, and I was like, he called it something else. It's not an Eldorado, or it is an Eldorado, but he called it something else. Let me test fit the back bumper. Back bumper is another one I've heard people have an issue with. I might have an issue with that.
So it does hang over a little bit.
It does? No. Well,
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm just gonna go topless on it. Oh, this back bumper fits like shit. Put it up. I thought about doing it stock kind of colors he had, but we can't go on with the pink Cadillac. Well, it hangs over on the kit, but between the actual window frame and the top, there's like that much of a gap. There's a big gap. That's why I don't like it.
Yeah.
I was just bumping along. Just one of them put
Find a bigger picture.
I have a really good photo of it on my phone. I screenshotted it from the video he's got on his YouTube channel from SEMA when he unveiled the car.
Yeah, it's not actually not a drop top. It looks like it's a vinyl cover top or painted white. I can't tell for sure. It was painted white or it was vinyl, covered in vinyl. But yeah, it's a hard top, or it is a hard top now, or it might be a hard top that you can take off and off, but it doesn't fold up
like the Thunderbirds. That's what I thought I remembered about the car being.
Or like a lot of the Corvettes had the hard top that you could just take off in one piece. It came off in one piece. It was like a giant T-top.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, bumper still fit very well. Oh, I see why my bumper don't fit. I didn't cut this little tab off. Wow, that would have been open. It's a stupid place for a little tab.
Yeah, no, a lot of his cars don't even have windshield wipers on them either.
Yeah, they're all show cars. No, this whole bumper's bent. I fucking wondered, man, I don't want to start bending on this damn bumper. I'm gonna break it. If I break it, I'll be pissed. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna mess with that. One side will just be loppy, but that don't matter. That still fits okay. I mean, foot perfect, but it's okay. Yeah. All right, so the bumper's fit. And I dug around in the garage because I thought about filling them holes, and I found some putty. So
Take root around in your trees and see if you got there's a piece of styrene tree that fits in the hole, and you can glue that in and cut it off flush and then fill it. Otherwise, you're going to want to glue a piece of strip styrene or something underneath to fill the hole and fill it from the top. But if you can get a piece of sprue that'll fit in the hole. Glue that in and then cut it off and sand it. You'll get a lot smoother. You're still gonna have to do some putty work, but you'll get a better.
It's not bad. Not a bad idea. But I might just use the little nips from the stock top.
I could even probably use those.
Yeah, little nips from the stock top. Oh, damn it. Now I can't get the fucking frame out. Oh, this car fits together really tight. Okay, making mock of a bitch. If I can break the fucking thing. No. There. Damn. Talk about once it in, I don't want to come on. Hey.
I've always been a big fan of the big lead slugs.
Oh yeah.
Something about having a car that's 22 feet wide or long and 8.5 feet wide and weighs 4 tons.
Oh yeah.
You ever been over to the Museum of Transportation and seen Bobby Darin's car in the museum there?
Where at?
Museum of Transportation in St. Louis.
I have not ever been over there. I've wanted to.
Yeah, you should go there. It's cool. They got Bobby Darin's car in there. They got a Chrysler Turbine car in there.
Oh, they do.
And the Turbine actually works. They started up and run it a couple times a year.
Hmm.
They got a bunch of cool cars in there. They got tons of trains and some airplanes and some ship boats and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, the Chrysler Turbine and the Bobby Darin. Those are the two cars that are the standouts.
We got this place not too far from me, Gateway Classic Cars. We'll go. I'll go look around once in a while. I got a couple photos from last time we were in there, man. They had this it was like a 97, 98 Dodge Viper limo. Big stretched Viper limo. Freaking topless. It was freaking crazy looking.
Yeah, their main store there is in St. Charles. But they've got shops all over the Midwest. Gateway does.
Mm-hmm.
Warehouses or whatever you want to call them, showrooms.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's like a showroom, like you said. You can go there and buy the cars. Man, I got one truck that's on there I really like. If I had a little bit more cash, I'd buy it. It's a 92 single cab step side Z71 Chevy. It's got 78,000 original miles on it. Freaking stock as hell. Little old man's truck.
Yeah, their showroom is about 1.5 miles away from the casino there in St. Charles. So I guess that's a bigger. Somebody hit the big in the casino, they can stop in there and pick out their car.
Yeah.
You're not gone already. But yeah, the museum. It's like it's cheap to get in there, and it's a fun day.
Yeah. What was so unique about the step side, is I know GM, they did not make very many. They already didn't make too many single cab step sides, and they made even less single cab step side 4-wheel drive Z71s. A lot of the step side beds went on extended cabs. Man, that low of miles on that Z71, man, I think was sweet.
Yeah, at the museum they have like 3 or 4 times a year they have they advertise it as Turbine Day. The day they bring out the turbine car and start it up and run it around their property a little bit to keep it all up and running and in good shape.
I thought Jay Leno had the last surviving turbine car.
I think he's got the only one in private hands.
Ah,
The rest of them are all in museums. Because they never sold them. Chrysler never sold them. They were just a test deal, and they did a pilot run of a few cars, but they were never available to the general public. They gave them to a few people to try out, to try them, and then turned them back in.
the that's one car collection I'd love to go walk through and see is freaking Jay Leno's. That guy's got some crazy shit. Him and Chip Foose both. Chip Foose. He's got a lot of stuff displayed at the shop, but he also has his own private warehouse full of stuff. A lot of his old cars, some of his dad's old original cars he customized. And yeah, that'd just be freaking something cool. I'd love to go walk through. Even a tour of a shop. I think he does tours of a shop, which even then, that'd be badass.
Yeah, admission's like $16 for the museum for adults and $8 for kids. That includes the tickets for the trolley rides and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, they got the
Trolley rides actually sound pretty cool.
Fire back, you just missed it, Marcy. I had the Cadillac all in mock up, all the bumpers and the body on everything.
Yeah, I was looking at your video earlier. Did you end up stripping it?
I never did go get any LA Awesome. I need to go get some. I'm gonna, as the top, either my top, I think the top on it's warped, and instead of fixing it, I'm gonna fill the 2 little holes, and I'm just gonna leave her topless. Show off this sexy looking interior.
Yeah, the interior turned out real good.
I like the interior. Got the pink and gold wheel on the white interior.
Yeah, that looks good.
I almost wish I would have done a little bit more, some more chrome accenting in the interior before I glued it, but that's okay. It's a lot of white, but whatever.
You can always go back to that.
See, they have the St. Louis Motor Carriage and then Bobby Darin's car, the Chrysler turbine, a Ford CT 1100 gas turbine truck, steamer, a Pierce Ford motorcycle, 57 Bel Air convertible, 64.5 Mustang, Chrysler New Yorker station wagon.
Those are freaking cool cars.
17 Chevy, a 1923 traffic truck, Galloway PT farm truck, a Model T Ford touring car, an 1890s hearse.
1890s hearse is cool. I love the old hearses.
An Indian motorcycle, a Doris 680 panel truck, another steam powered car.
I love old panel trucks.
69 Firebug, the Hudson 33 touring car.
Nice ride.
An Adolphus bus, Carter car model 5 Roadster. And you got the bus.
That's one model I'm wanting to do is a Hudson. Well, Mobius's Hudson's.
A Lincoln touring car, a Carmen Ghia, 1962 L6. 1988 Renard Champ Kart Series race car.
I knew a guy back in school. His dad had a Carmen Ghia. I got to sit in it once.
The Willis
In the
Fire.
garage. We both got yelled at for going in the garage.
The Carmen gears are cool.
Yeah.
Poor man's Porsche.
I seen one at I was watching the videos from I think it was Vegas. No, not Vegas. It was somewhere in California when they had LS Fest. Somebody had a Carmen Ghia out there that was LSX swapped. Man, that was a badass little car. That little of a car with that big of a motor was freaking wild.
I'd be interested to see the underneath and see how much they had to weigh it down to keep it from taking off.
Oh, it was in the burnout competition. Whoa. We had it hammered until both tires popped. It's the coolest thing about what I like the most about watching the videos from LS Fest every year is the burnout competition.
Yeah, I like burnout competitions. Lots of noise, lots of stink, and lots of showing off.
Especially guys that don't give a shit and they'll burn them till they pop, and then after even they pop, they'll just keep going.
Yeah.
Throw
some new ones on and do it again.
Shit from the wheels, yeah.
Yep.
There you go. The Firebug custom car. That's it. They got that at PC.
What the hell?
It's a custom VW bus turned into a Firebug.
I freaking love it. That's cool. What's that?
There's the Hudson.
Oh, sweet. That's just classy. I need to do one of Mobius's Hudsons. I got the 49 Mercury upstairs, custom lowered. I'm going to have the custom lowered Cadillac. Now I need a custom lowered Mercury. Or not Mercury, Hudson.
There is the Hearst right there. The 1890 Hearst.
Oh, wow. Wagon.
Yo, New Yorker.
That's fucking cool. I love station wagon. That's fucking cool.
The gas turbine tractor truck.
Fine. That's sweet.
Yeah, I mean, here's the turbine.
Yep. These things are freaking wild. They're cool. Oh.
Okay, what time are we at? We're gonna go about 10 more minutes, and I'm gonna shut it down. Find me something to eat. Find a recliner and relax.
I'll have to run by the bank before next time. Yeah, I'll run by the bank.
Yeah, the Museum of Transportation in St. Louis has a lot of cool stuff.
And we got a couple of car museums up here somewhere. I gotta find out where they are and see about checking them out. I think there's one out closer to Rob.
Or they've got like one of the biggest collections of steam locomotives out there in the world.
That'd be a cool thing to see.
Including a big boy. And then one of the old streetcars from St. Louis they saved, and it still runs, and they set up tracks around the museum that on the weekends they run the streetcar and you can ride the streetcar around the museum and stuff like that.
Cool.
cool. They've got C-47 in the parking lot, and
Oh,
Oh, wow.
a river tugboat, a barge pushing boat sitting in the parking lot, all kinds of cool stuff. They just built a new children's museum too. I haven't been in the children's museum yet. I need to go up there and check that out.
I'll go up there and look. I never been up there. I didn't even know there was one in St. Louis.
Oh yeah, it's actually the National Museum of Transportation.
Yeah. We got a couple of cool museums on campus. One is called the Kelsey, and it's like in a little more of a house-looking building than a museum-looking building. But it's a collection of an entire Roman/Egyptian town. And Dr. Kelsey and his crew basically brought back the entire town. Every scrap of it that they could find of it, they brought it back. The collection is massive. It's got all kinds of great stuff. If you look for University of Michigan Kelsey Museum online, you can look at the video tour. There's a lot of really cool shit in there.
For me, I think the coolest thing they have there, as far as looking at, is the one of the Union Pacific rotary snowplows that they use out in the prairies to move snow in the winter.
Cool.
It's like a giant snowblower you use for your yard, but it's like 15 feet tall and 10 feet wide. Big monster blade that spins around in front of it, gets pushed by 4 locomotives through the snow. Shoots the snow out to shoot like 200 feet.
Damn.
That'd be cool to drive.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And just to see the massive size of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, if I find one of these Cadillacs at the show, I'm buying it just for park. This freaking frame of this thing is beautiful.
Right. You never know what you're going to find at the show. There's
And the frame fits perfectly under the OBS that AMT just released.
I'm just glad we only have them twice a year. At least I'm close enough that I can actually get to.
Yeah, the show is in the Elks Lodge, which is about the size of a basketball court, and then they have half of it is vendors and half of it is models. Maybe a little more than half of it is vendors selling model kits.
Ours is an entire university gym. I just really hope all of our vendors come. A lot of times, if the weather is shitty, some of the out-of-state folks won't come up.
My mom was telling me
A lot of the older guys.
She was telling me I should have put one of my kits in the show. I'm like, oh.
No, I heard. You put one on
Do it.
Doesn't matter.
Say I did it, you know?
Doesn't matter. I don't care if I win or lose or whatever, or get an award. If I do, that's great. If I don't,
I don't know, I've always thought more like it looks good on my shelf. I don't know.
Yeah, but again, you know, take something, share. You never know. You could come home with an award.
Do I have to
Stranger things
register
have
on
no, you just
line?
show up. You can just show up. You can print it early if you wanted, but you can just show up that morning and get a sheet and fill it out.
I might bring that turquoise F-150 then.
Yeah,
Because I think,
that one's really nice. That's one of my
If I didn't
favorites.
have to strip this Cadillac, I'd bring the Caddy. But I gotta strip this sucker. The paint looks like shit. Well, like I said,
That
man,
really is a bummer because it's a really good color.
oh, it is.
The rest of it looks great though, so there's that.
I'm painting it the same color. It's gonna be the same color pink.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna strip it, and because the paint didn't turn out.
I'm not a huge fan of pink, but
I'm not either.
I would drive that. It's not screaming stupid pink. It just, if you see it in the sun, you'll be like, is that pink? You know.
Bubblegum pink. Yeah. It's a little darker. It's a little bit more of a bubble gum, but the cameras make it look a little lighter.
Yeah, because it's seeing it as almost white because you got light behind your head. But
Yeah.
yeah, I know the color. I've passed it by on the shelf a couple times, reaching for the Panther pink for my crazy gassers with the monsters in them.
I'm trying to look, and I don't remember. I think it was one.
Broadcasters.
It would look good. The clear coat turned out really good. It was just I didn't realize the paint didn't turn out very good, and then I cleared it, and the clear kind of showed a little bit more of the blemishes.
Made it worse, yeah. Well,
I don't,
can't
I
be
don't think I'm
perfect
gonna try
every
clearing.
time. Second time it'll come out better, and you can take it to the next show.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna clear it again though. And I'll just lay a really nice coat of paint. It's always with the lighter colors that gives me the
Yeah.
issues. I can spray blacks, grays, browns, perfect. Lighter colors, I always fuck them up.
Yeah, anything that's like seriously close to white is really hard.
Yellow, I think I have the worst trouble spraying yellow.
Use
I can
pink
never get
primer.
yellow.
Use pink primer. It'll turn out much better.
That's what I need to do. I've just been using regular gray primer, and I
Yeah.
don't know why I can just never get yellow. Even the color, I can just never get it to lay down correct for some reason. Yellow has always been that one color that I
Yeah,
can never get
it's
to
one
lay
of the
down.
ones with larger pigments, so it is harder. And white itself, it also has massive pigment. So,
Man, even white, I can spray a good coat of white. Man, I don't know why. Just the lighter colors have always. Well, that's why I do a lot of darker black, grays, and stuff.
yeah, I'm hit or miss when it comes to full on color. Detail work is where I win.
I got stripping
Because
material.
I started back into the hobby with miniature painting, so I'm a detailaholic. I'll paint the dumbest shit that most people would look at and go, "Is that something that should be painted?" Because I'm looking at it with the googly eyes, and yeah, I can see it's something that should be painted.
Like, which I need to get the strip anyway, because I need to strip the interior. This kit, it's been in the box for a little while. You can see it cracked and rippled and everything on my 2-tone.
And
But the paint on this Prowler, I mean, that paint is freaking
that
mirror.
looks nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing it's like
Shine her up a
gunmetal
little
gray.
bit. Shine her up a little bit, and that's it.
Oh, yeah. It's a gunmetal gray, and then I've got the interior of black and red 2-tone.
Yeah, I like that now. It's a nice color.
And then the bumpers and rims I painted black.
It'll look good.
Which this surprisingly, I didn't put any primer on this. I sprayed it right over the red plastic. It turned out really good.
Yeah, I have a habit of priming everything.
Yeah, I usually put white primer under my yellow. You can put pink under it too, but white, depending on how you want that.
Yeah, I use pink, and it comes out fairly decent. I got a color, what is it? Liquitex. And it's like this really, like, almost gold.
Mm-hmm.
Like a yellow gold. It's real sparkly. I might actually use that on my next bedrock kit or some kind of gasser. I got a couple different gassers.
If you put it over gray primer, it gets kind of a green hue to it when it's done.
Yeah. Yeah, I did a few different test colors with different primers, and I like it. With that little bit of a green tint to it, it looks cool.
I always try to put my yellow over.
What, Kevin? What color primer? Interesting. I've never had silver turn green on anything. That's really weird.
I don't think I've ever
Is it
painted.
maybe a weird chemical reaction? I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine.
I've never used German silver before, but so I don't know. But I usually use what is it? I don't know what it is. I want to say diamond dust or something like that. Yeah, diamond dust is what I usually use. For spraying silver. And I hate using silver enamels because that shit never dries. Let me look it up.
All three colors, and it came back with a green tint. It's really weird.
That's odd, yeah.
I could understand if it only happened on one of the three. That's really odd. That's the German silver was a Model Masters one, wasn't it? The original Model Masters.
Yeah. I mean, I
know
can't tell.
saw some somewhere. Black, gray, and white primer.
Cool.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I don't recall it ever having a green tint to it, but yeah. I get to get all my colors organized and get some testing set up.
It looks like a beigey, a gray, is brownish silver is what it looks like here. It's hard to tell if they're showing an actual color.
It's more like a flat gray if you're looking at it through the glass. I know I have it. I just don't know what box it's in.
Yeah, it's a Model Master paint.
Yeah, I think they just call it chrome silver now, but it does look kind of like a dull gray in the bottle, in the original quarter ounce square sided bottle. And the Model Masters, it's right when they changed it around 2011, they gave it more silver. So you'd have to get the regular enamels in the quarter ounces with the red Custer's oval on the lid. I probably got a few of those left. I know I have the Model Masters one, and they're definitely distinctly different, but I don't recall either of them ever coming up green. That's something I definitely will investigate.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's got a green tint to it at all.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
And it's happening on 3 colors. Are you sure your brush was clean, Kevin?
That could be it.
That's the only other thing I can think of. Maybe you had remnants of something in your brush.
I don't know. I saw some kind of chemical reaction to the metal flakes in the pigment.
But again, to 3 different types of primer. So that says maybe the sprayed out of a can. Wow, that's really weird.
Every time I strip this, I need to find a big tub.
It's really odd.
I only have a big tub around here. I'll find something.
You just want one just big enough to
Need a
hold that.
bucket, Jimmy.
Yeah.
The closer it is to the size of the actual body, the less you'll have to put in there to fill it up. But,
Yeah.
so this won't fit because of the size of the Cadillac. But this is what I use. I use some. I got these at the dollar store too. The little disposable bread pans.
Yeah, I got an old casserole pan from the kitchen. I just fill it full and put it in there.
Under
And
the clear lid on it.
lid that snaps on it. Yeah.
And that's what I use. But the Cadillac wouldn't fit in this one. It's too short. This is too short. So I probably would put it in this one. This is my bigger one for that.
I had a couple of them too.
Yeah.
I find myself, lost the boss. I find myself using the glass one more because it's easier to keep clean and you don't have to worry about anything reacting with the glass.
And it's the bigger one here. But that would be that's for big stuff because you're going to take 2 gallons of stuff to fill it up to cover up the body. Whereas this, something like this size or just a little bit bigger.
The Cadillac body actually
Smallest
isn't.
container you can fit the body in is what you want.
The Cadillac body isn't too big. The same size as the single cab short bed OBF.
Well, yeah, Kevin, if it was older kits, the chemicals in the plastic reacting with the paint and primer, yeah, that would make sense. Because having it happen to every single primer type, and you said it was a rattle can, so that negates the brush, thinking the brush was dirty. Yeah.
How many times can you get use out of the thing out of LA Awesome? Like, do I have to dump it as soon as it's done?
Well,
I've never used LA Awesome. I use the purple stuff, but you just use it and use it and use it till it doesn't do anything anymore. It can last for a good while. It gets murky. Just strain out the bits, and discard it safely, and keep it in a sealed container.
yeah, when I'm done with it, I'll take I got a bucket down here that it's just big enough head I can put a coffee filter and a rubber band on it, and I'll kind of pour that stuff through it to get any chunks paint out of it, and I just reuse it. So it doesn't work no more.
Yeah, I've got a container of it that's looking like a weird science experiment. Even after it was strained, it's probably about done. I'll have to get rid of it.
Well, if you get a tub that got a good solid lid on it that seals it good, you can just leave it in there. So
Yeah.
I pour mine back into the bottle. That way I don't have to worry about it getting spilled, knocked, or put someplace where it can
I don't end up stripping bodies enough to keep it that way, but you can't do it.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I don't strip enough of anything to have any larger.
Like Terry too, he strips everything he builds. He strips at least one time. So
yeah, it's a habit, right? Not when you want to.
Yeah, I got the caddy. I need to strip the interior on the Prowler. It needs stripped.
Yeah, you get the paint filter from the hardware store or the auto parts store, but yeah, I just use I got a whole shitload of coffee filters, so I just.
Yeah, well, you can get I go to Sam's Club and I get 1,000 coffee filters for $12.
Yeah.
It's like I got coffee filters for freaking eons. Even with the way I drink coffee, and more of them get used for painting coffee, honestly. But straining out resin and stuff.
And I use most of them for waxing and polishing stuff because they're lint free. Okay.
Well, I'm all stuck again. I can't do much till I strip this body and through paint.
Then I put a thing in. You're doing military stuff and make good cups.
Yeah, I used to do that when I was a kid too. I just would blow them up or burn them up and stuff like that. But No more. They're too
Something that
expensive.
I can work on.
And I wasn't paying for them then either, so it kind of had something to do with it too.
Yeah, I've never blown up a kit, but a lot of the old ones my dad had when he was my age, he stuck firecrackers in them.
Oh, I blew up GI Joes, and I give Barbie a crew cut and put her in GI Joe's outfits and stuff them in a Jeep and blow them up.
The only thing my dad really, really regrets blowing up is he had the old, the original Evil Knievel on the bike. He pull it back and it shoots off the ramp.
Oh, I had that. That was
We're
fun.
making those again now. You can get buy
Are
them.
they?
Really?
Yep. Yep. The one where you put it on the crank and crank it up. Yep. That they make them again.
Leave my childhood the fuck alone, man.
Yeah. And he blew up the bike, and then he had the Evil Knievel dude. He had him zip tied to the front of his bicycle.
Good place for it.
That's the only thing. Knowing how much the originals go nowadays, my dad really regrets blowing that one up.
Oh, he just made the ones that exist more valuable.
Yeah.
By being a kid, so he enjoyed it. That's the most important part.
He's glad he didn't blow up none or make none of his Hot Wheels look like junkyard cars. I got all the old Hot Wheels, and he's got a bunch of original Red Line ones in there. And I started going
Some
through
of
them.
those are worth a few bucks.
I started going through all of them and looking at them. And I'm like, man, a lot of these are Red Lines. I was like, what the fuck is a Red Line?
Money.
Evil stuff.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
he's got the original Larry's Towing, the old tow truck, and I started looking at it, and I looked up a few things about it, and I looked at the numbers. When they first came out with that tow truck, the dude that designed and drew up everything for Hot Wheels put his actual home phone number on the side of it for Larry's Towing. And it was like Christmas Eve, and the dude got a phone call from a little kid. Hey, is this Larry's Towing? And shit. So yeah, they changed it. But the one my dad's got up there is one of the originals with the dude's phone number still on the side of it.
Cool.
See what else he got? He's got the original Blackbird.
Yeah, anything that they changed, if you have the original, it's always going to be more valuable.
You got one of the original Blackbird Matchbox Trans Ams too up there. That's worth a bit.
Cool.
There were a couple different versions of it. There was the one with silver wheels, the black one with gold wheels, which one he has, and then there was a brown one and a blue one. And the brown one and the blue one are the most valuable ones. With it having the gold wheels, it's up there a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah, my brother collects them, but I don't. I've got like 3, 4 total.
I've got a few.
Yeah. I don't go looking through like
Hot Wheels and only one are Matchbox. The rest are Johnny Lightnings.
I got a lot of Johnny Lightning, and I got a small selection of other slightly larger die casts.
I have a few bigger die casts.
Bunch
I
of
have a few of those. That's what I was.
Just sent one to Jess. I sent her a Monsters coach to go with her 1313 Mockingbird Lake.
cool.
One of the Johnny Lightning ones. It's too big,
Yeah.
but close enough. Closest you're gonna
Right.
get.
And I mean, if you put it in the right spot and do a perspective
Well,
photo, it'll look right.
yeah.
Yeah, I have that kit too. One of these days, I'm gonna build it.
The only like I don't go to like digging and looking for like the chases or whatever, all the Matchboxes or whatever. I just buy whatever I like. If it catches my eye, then if it's cool, I'm like, oh, cool.
The only thing I even have that's still on the cards is I've got the Speed Racer set. That's it. They're all that's because I just got them all at once and put them in a box, and that's kind of where they ended up. It's the only reason it's different.
Yeah, I got the you know how Hot Wheels did the anniversary series?
Mm-hmm.
They did like a half a dozen of each. I got a couple of those.
I got a few of those too.
As far as, complete groupings of them. And the rest is just hit and miss. Whatever I like, I thought it was cool, I grabbed it. And I got a lot of the Johnny Lightning stuff and the new releases of the Rat Pink stuff.
I got a lot of the Rat Pink ones.
And some of the other really cool ones that I thought were cool.
A lot of the
I can't wait to start hanging them on the wall. I got a big wall. I'm gonna put my shelf up, 2 shelves, and then all around it, it's gonna be car stack-up wall.
The only 2 Matchboxes I've picked up recently are Auto World put out a couple of the old 2000s body style cat eye Chevys.
Mm-hmm.
I got the single cab short box 4-wheel drive red one and
again.
and the Pewter extended cab SS. That's only because my actual truck out there is an 03 cat eye.
Yeah.
So, when I seen the cat eye Matchboxes, I was like, oh dude, I'm grabbing these.
Gotta have it, yep.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah, one of them the single cab like my
Camera
trunk.
being janky, or is it your internet?
It cuts out. It's the hub, I think, is what it is. I need to get a new hub. Because my here only has one USB outlet on it, so I can run to a hub. That looks thing at that plugged in. No, I think that's what it is. I think it's the hub that's giving the issues.
Yeah.
But it's been locked up there for like 10 minutes. I didn't even realize it just froze up.
And I was moving. I was like, oh, maybe he's just being really still.
Yeah, and then you just went flip.
I tried to change cameras, and that's when it kicked me off. But the hub's bad. I'll buy a new hub and see if that helps. Yeah, it's about that time, boys and girls. Thank everybody for being here tonight.
Yeah.
We might be around later in the week, or I don't know. We'll see. If not, we'll be here next week.
Yeah. Catch you later, man. See you, Marcy.